Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife, Kara, is at work. You guys know what time it is. It's Kizer time. So, I really like Kizer's packaging. I've kind of messed this one up just a little. Not really. It can all wipe off. But it's a good box, though. They do have good packaging. And I'm going to show off a bunch of their website right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Kizer on Amazon. We do have the discount code for 10% off for an entire year. So if you do decide you want to get a Kizer knife and get a discount, you can use our link. Use the code for 10% off. If you do decide that you want to use the discount code and get 10% off, make sure it's sold by Mojave Outdoors, like right there at the bottom of the screen. And if you see here, they have a micarta Kizer sheepdog available. Here's some of the 2020 knives for this year. They have a lot of amazing models for every budget. You can see all the titanium models they have. They use lots of S35VN, N690, D2. They use a lot of different blade steels, a lot of different handle materials, micarta, G10, titanium. So they have a lot of incredible knives. So please go and check them out. We are not making anything off of this. We got the knife to review, so that's one thing we did get that we'll probably wind up gifting to you guys. But it gives us a good reputation if you guys use the discount code and, you know, show us some love by buying through them. It'll help our reputation with the channel on being able to, you know, get you guys to use the discount codes. So there you guys go. Go and check out the website, and then you can look at the entire thing. Thanks, guys. So if this Kizer is not for you, that's not a big deal. You can still, there's lots of Kizers, and Kizers make amazing, amazing knives. And that's one reason why we were happy to do this, is because we like Kizer so much. And they're very reliable knives, and we've never had an issue with them. Let's get into this one. So this one is just under 8 inches. It's about 7 3/4. I think it's just over 7 3/4, just under 8 inches. Like 7 7/8 or something like that. The blade length is 3 5/8. So that is just under 3.5 inches. Or, I'm sorry, 3 3/8, which is just under 3.5 inches. Here's the Kizer T1. It's close, but the Kizer T1 is a little smaller. Here is the Kizer Rogue, which is definitely smaller, but I just want to show you guys a couple Kizers. You know, I'll show you guys some other knives just in case if you don't know Kizers. Here is, you know what's a really good size comparison? The Benchmade 940. This is the Benchmade 940-1. All the 940s are the same length. So it's basically the same size as the Benchmade 940. Just in case if you don't know Benchmade 940 length, here's the Hogue Ritter. The Hogue Ritter is a little bit longer than it. And here is a Bug Out. Benchmade Bug Out, which is a little bit shorter than it. So I did sharpen this. I have used it. I've been carrying it. I wanted to give you guys a good review. Like I said, there is the discount. So if this isn't your style, still go check out the website. There's lots of amazing knives like the T1. This is an amazing knife. I love the Kizer T1. What a great knife. I think everybody loves the T1. But lots of other knives on there. Lots and lots of other knives on there, including the sheepdog, stuff like that. So go check them out, but you got to make sure that it is sold by Mojave Outdoors. I will put the code on the screen right now, but also I will put it down by the link too, so you don't have to really remember it. You just got to look at the down in the description. Anyways, so the knife. So I really like this blade shape. It is kind of an upswept sheep's foot. But what's really good about it is you get the belly for slicing, and you can get right to the tip. It's so easy to use the tip of this knife. All you gotta do is tilt your wrist and you're already to the tip. I really like that, and you can also get push cuts done with it. Now, it does have like a stone washed, it is flat ground, first of all, but it is stone washed, and then the spine where the flat of the blade is like a satin finish, as you can see. But I like Kizer stone washing because you see how it's kind of like a mirror stone washed. That's always attractive to me because it does help hide scratches and still looks attractive. Now, the blade thickness, it's not a really thick blade, but it's also not very thin behind the edge. It's kind of like in the mid-range, you know, so it's not bad blade geometry, but it's not fantastic either. But it's great for EDC. It still works good for EDC. It could be better, but the sharpening choil is fantastic. I really like when I see good sharpening choils like this. That's way beyond the plunge grind, and it was very easy to sharpen. Even this blade shape is easy to sharpen, at least in my opinion. The edge came out really good. I've never really had an issue with sharpening Kizers, and this is S35VN, and yeah, it's sharpened up great. It's a titanium frame lock with micarta. Sorry if I forgot to say that. So S35VN blade steel, titanium, and brown micarta. So the micarta is like, it's like a rope. Let's get a close-up of it. It's got texture, if you can really see the depth of that. It's kind of like a rope, and that's what it kind of reminds me of, hanging on to it, which actually is kind of cool because if everybody knows, you know, like you pull a rope, you know, you really get good traction, and that's kind of the way this is. The ergos are actually pretty good. I really like this finger spot right there. It's nice and comfortable on this portion of my finger to sit right over it. The clip, I feel it, but I don't like feel it in a way that it's bad. But the ergos are just really good because it is very grippy. Like, it's very grippy, but in a good way, like not in an uncomfortable way, in a way that you can't get this out of my hand type of way. But it is thin and sleek, but the thickness makes it to where you actually have something to hang on to. And since the micarta protrudes a little bit, it gives you even extra to really hang on to. Now, the lock bar, super easy to get to. It almost just feels like a button, and it does have a steel lock bar insert, which is really good because it helps it, you know, prevent lock stick, makes good for good lockup and stuff like that. It makes it where it's steel on steel, and then the micarta acts as an over travel stop, so you don't have to worry about bending the lock bar. Centering is perfect, I believe. Yeah, centering is great. The action is nice. It's good action. It has jimping in the back of the flipper tab. Now, I'm not going to say it's a strong detent because it's not. It's on the lighter side, but you can reliably flip it every time, and it's not like it's light, like it'll fly out or anything like that. You can do the push button. It pops out there real hard. You know, or the light switch, it doesn't matter. The drop on it, the detent, is right there, so it's nice and early, so you're almost always going to be past the detent ball when you unlock it. Now, it's not extremely drop shutty, but it is on bearings, so it's on ceramic bearings with a ceramic detent. But the action is really nice and reliable. Like I said, it is a little bit on the lighter side, so I can fail it if I want to. Right now I'm doing it with my left hand just to show you how easy it is to pop out with authority. Or if you want to fail it, you can easily fail it. So it's a detent where you can flip this all day and never have to worry about fatigue or anything like that. It's not going to hurt your finger. It feels nice on the finger, yet very reliable. Now, it doesn't have any weight relief on the inside because it already has the cutout for the micarta, so that's why it does have a great weight. It doesn't feel too light or too heavy. It's just a nice mid-range. Feels good in the hand. The clip works fantastic. I really like this clip. It works great in and out of the pocket, great retention, and you can see it's held up by 2 screws, which is great in my opinion, because then you don't have to worry about shifting or anything like that. This is a nice solid clip and works great. And there's plenty of room behind there, so you can slip it in and out of the pocket one-handed, but it does give you good retention. So if you're hanging upside down from trees, you don't have to worry about falling out of your pocket, but it's also easy to retrieve. Now, it does have, if it'll focus, stop pin right there. You can see it's a little bit of a shouldering for the stop pin, and then you can see it still has an over travel stop right there. Even though the micarta still acts as an over travel stop, it also has an extra over travel stop. So just that little bit of extra. Now, what don't I like about it? So what are the bads? What are the bads? Oh, I forgot to say there's also a lanyard hole, but I'm sure you could see that. And there's only a 2-piece or 3-piece construction. The two, man, why is my focus so messed up? The 2 standoffs and the pivot. So, the bad. Well, I think the blade geometry could be a little bit better. Like I said, it's not bad, so I'm not, don't take that as I just meant that was bad, because it's not. It's fine. It's, let's see it compared to the 940. Okay, the 940 is definitely not as good as that. So, you know, it's better than a 940. But it still could be just a tad bit better. There's really no bad, to be honest. You know what? It's kind of basic. That's one thing. There's nothing that really stands out to me. The micarta is nice. I consider it's pretty much just like the Neeves micarta, except for it's less polished. Like, see how this really has, like, I don't know. I don't like the Neeves, the the Kizer Neeves micarta. I love the Kizer Neeves though. This is some of the best flipper action I've ever felt on a budget knife. I think it's fantastic action, but I don't like the micarta. Now this seems like it's the same cut of micarta, but it's done better. So I like the micarta on this. Another thing, T6s. I do not like T6s. So that's definitely a bad. T6s. You know, it could be, yeah, that's really it. The T6s could have better blade geometry, but it's not bad blade geometry. It's a good knife. It's just nothing like going pow to me though, like bad or fantastic. Like, I like the knife a lot. I think it's a great knife. Somebody else held it and they liked it a lot. So it could be just me. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a great knife. I do. I like the knife a lot. But I think that I like the T1 more. Now, the same person liked this one more. So, you know, I like that detent. And this detent's good too, but man, I wish I could sit here and pinpoint something that I really don't like about it. Oh yeah, I forgot to say also, if you can see that though. I hate to say stuff you guys are just like, that's obvious, but they did flatten this for the clip, which is really good. The lock bar is a little weak, so I guess I could say that. It's not the strongest lock bar, but it's locked up solid. I mean, there's no problems, but it's a little soft. It's very easy to push, which probably helps that a little bit because I can get so much finger on it, which I like. That is always a plus. Always make sure there's access to the lock bar. So I like that, but it could be a little bit stronger, which would probably increase the detent just a little bit, which I'm not saying the detent's bad because the detent's great. So I don't know, it might not be a great thing because then the detent might be uncomfortable. You know, it's hard to say it was something you'd want to change because then that can result in other things. All in all, this is a great knife and I do like it a lot. you know, because it was gifted to us from Kizer to do this video, we'll probably end up giving it to one of you guys. Yeah, check the website out. The website's going to, like I said, you can use the code or the discount for 1 year. Make sure it's from Mojave Outdoors. I'll have all the information in the description. And there you guys go. Peace.